So there's this story that's blowing up as we speak. There's this athlete by the name of Gwen Berry, and she is going to be in the Olympics, and apparently at an event that just happened, she won the bronze medal, and they were playing the Star-Spangled Banner, was it? It was either the Star-Spangled Banner or one of the other patriotic songs of the country. And she decided she was going to turn away as they were playing it. And so right-wing media got a hold of this, and they're going nuclear. Now, the media asked Gwen, so they asked her, hey, why'd you do this? Apparently this isn't even like the first time she's done it. She's done it previously. And listen, she says in a very straightforward way, I'm protesting racial injustice. Now, I've never seen anything where she gives specifics as to, hey, here's the exact thing I'm talking about, and here's the policy solutions I'm talking about, and if America fixes this, this, and this, then maybe I'll stand for it. I haven't heard her talk in detail, but the article I read on it is clear that she's like, racial injustice, that's why I'm doing this. So, this is hilarious because it flips everything that the right usually says directly on its head. So, Dan Crenshaw just went on Fox News, and he called for Gwen Berry to be removed from the Olympic team because she turned away from the flag. Okay. Then we also have a guy by the name of Mike Huckabee. He tweeted something about this as well. He said, maybe she should compete for a nation she respects. North Korea? China? Cuba? Is this athletic privilege? Disgusting. Why should she even want to represent the USA? She doesn't deserve to wear the same flag as those who died for her arrogant, childish stunt. So you're sensing a pattern here, of course. The pattern is kick her off, kick her off, kick her off. Mike Huckabee wants her gone. She doesn't deserve to wear the same flag as everybody who died for her. Dan Crenshaw wants it. I guarantee you a bunch of right-wing commentators are going to come out of the woodworks, and they're going to say the exact same thing. Now, here's the obvious point. This is cancel culture. This is right-wing cancel culture. That's what this is. You're saying kick her off the team has nothing to do with her athletic performance or ability. She could be amazing. And your response, I don't care. Kick her off because I think she's not sufficiently patriotic enough. Oh, so she's committing a thought crime. So you're canceling her over her free expression and her free speech. Her free expression was turning away from the flag, and the free speech was saying, I'm doing this because I'm protesting racial injustice. So this is right-wing cancel culture. This is right-wing political correctness. The other point is, every time there's a cop who kills an unarmed black person, and then there are protests, elements of the protest turn violent and turn to riots. There have been plenty of riots after a police killing or something similar. What's the point that they always make, conservatives? They say, for the love of God, just stop burning down the buildings, just stop being violent. Why don't you peacefully protest? If you peacefully protested, we would agree with you. But you have to make it violent, and now we don't agree with you, and now we're coming after you. Well, here's your peaceful protest, and you're still not for it. You still turn against it. You scream peaceful protest, and then when somebody peacefully protests, you go, not like that. So what do you have to do? Peacefully protest in a way that nobody ever sees it or hears it or reacts to it? This is exactly the same thing as Colin Kaepernick. The same people who whine and bitch and moan about political correctness and freedom of speech and cancel culture, they immediately were like, cancel Colin Kaepernick. He should lose his job. He shouldn't have a job because he kneeled during the national anthem. Listen, I said it before, I'll say it again. I like to think I'm completely principled on this issue of cancel culture and free speech in a way that almost nobody else is. I mean, I know it sounds like I'm sucking myself off here, and I sort of am, just a little bit. But whether it's on the right or the left, I call it out. If there's somebody who, they're trying to get fired because they said something fucked up on Twitter, no, don't fire them. You can't ruin somebody's life over a tweet. That seems beyond fucked up to me. If somebody spends all their time going after comedians for jokes as opposed to caring about war or climate change or income and wealth inequality or corruption, I think your priorities are fucking dumb. And so I'll call it out when I see it on the left. But you know what? There's, what is it, over 30 states that are Republican states that are literally crafting anti-protesting laws right now? That's cancel culture. That's cracking down on free speech. That's cracking down on the First Amendment, quite literally. That's unconstitutional. All these anti-BDS laws where they try to make it illegal for you to sign on to BDS, boycotts, divestment, and sanctions of Israel. That's a clear crackdown on freedom of speech. Remember the Lil Nas X story where he came out with the Satan shoe and then you had Republicans calling for him to literally get canceled? Kirsty Noem, the governor, who built herself as this anti-cancel culture voice in the media, was like, cancel him. The hypocrisy is overwhelming. Listen, as a matter of principle, I believe in free speech. And I think people shouldn't do this fake outrage nonsense. Why not try to understand why somebody's doing what they're doing instead of just immediate, snap judgment and finger wagging? I'm sure if you actually have a longer conversation with her, it'd be interesting. Hey, why do you feel this way? Oh, interesting. So, flesh that out for me. What is it exactly about, racial bias in the country that you'd like to fix? Is it the war on drugs? Is it the crime bill? Is it locking up, people and throwing away the key for nonviolent drug offenses? So what are the solutions here? Should we legalize drugs and free all the nonviolent drug offenders? Is it the death penalty that gets under your skin because it's applied in a disproportionate way and a racist way? A black person and a white person can commit the same crime, and a black person is much more likely to get the death penalty. Mandatory minimums are applied in a racist way. Black person, white person commit the same crime. Black person's gets more time generally. These are facts. So which things specifically are you like, that's my concern, that's what I care about, we need to fix that? I'm sure it'd be interesting. And by the way, very famous quote, dissent is the highest form of patriotism. So saying, I'm going to critique my country to try to improve it is the highest form of patriotism. And they're flipping it and saying, no, she actually just hates the country. That's it. Must be so comfortable to live in a world where everybody who disagrees with you politically is by definition un-American and full of hate and terrible. Deeply unserious, this is anti-intellectual stuff, and I think that's pretty clear. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.